Authentic self, as you can see, we have all these masks. We wear a mask every day. We wear a mask for your work, you wear a mask for your family, you wear a mask for yourself. And to be authentic to who you are is to lift and take off all these masks. There's so many people living not authentically. Not to themselves, not to their wives or their partners or their husbands, or not to their work. We have this thing that we have to hide who we are. So it is a process to take off these layers, but once you start, you think, but I don't need that anymore. And then you expose who is the person inside you. But we forget to ask the question, who am I? All right, so the retreat is where we go away for the weekend, and it's only men, so you feel safe in a very safe environment where we can explore different steps to find out who you are. It's like layers of an onion that you peel off, layers of masks that we peel off. We normally start on a Friday afternoon, so we start with attendance or registration right in the beginning, so it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then once everybody is there, we start with all the activities. So the age range is from more or less about 36 to about 72, and it's normally men that's in that time frame of their life that are questioning things like sexuality, like spirituality, or just life in general, and they just want to connect with themselves. Sexual orientation is a very difficult thing because sexuality is so fluid these days. So most of the times we have gay, I don't know, or bi, or totally straight. It is a wonderful space to take off a little bit of all these layers, as I'm saying. For example, taking off clothes, taking off the mask. We have lots of rituals, we have lots of body touch, we have all kinds of little events in the retreat or activities, sitting, for example, around the campfire, doing a ritual where you burn some stuff. It's getting rid of all of those layers to become who you're supposed to be. Body image is for most people a huge issue. The process is developed in such a way where it's a process to get right to where you are comfortable with your body, or nudity. And it's a very, very easy process, but for some people it takes a little bit longer. And you know, that's why we ask bringing a sarong. So if you're not really comfortable in the nude, you wear your sarong. And eventually you just think, oh, but this is in my way, I can just go without it. And when that process happens is also where the accepting of the body happens. We hide behind clothes. And there's a lot of questions always, you know, I'm not big enough, or, you know, I'm not thin enough, or maybe I'm a little bit overweight, or, you know, I have a dark skinned penis, or whatever. It's nothing to be afraid of and to hide around that. I think nudity plays a huge role in men's bonding, where men connect with each other. So the question is, what is male bonding? Because male bonding can go right through a sexual thing, or just having a beer with somebody, or, you know, go with a bike ride with a few guys, and that's also bonding, or watching rugby for that matter. But I think what binds men is that we are so alike, and some of these processes we discover, but I'm not the only one that feels a certain way. But male bonding is that bond between two individuals that share either a common goal, or share a history, or share something, and we can relate. We all want to relate in some way or the other. They call it a tribe. We want to belong somewhere, and then this is where we belong. There's no sex in these retreats. We don't do orgies and we don't do group sex. We also ask people to refrain from sexual activity. I mean, we are men. This is what men do. We do get erection, and sometimes it's spontaneous. So it's not that it's going to be a weekend where we just have sex or anything like that. It's not at all. So we ask people also to refrain from sexual activity as well as ejaculation for the weekend. If you engage in any of these things, you take the experience away from you. The learning experience, you take somebody else's experience away from them, and we are working with the body. And we are going to massage each other. And yes, it can be very beautiful and erotic for some men, because not all of us get the chance to have that sensual touch every day. It is about your senses. It is about who you are. It is about your full body. There is not really physical challenges that we are going to climb a mountain in the nude and you're going to be in the sun the whole day, or you're going to walk 25 kilometers or anything like that. No, the physical challenge that you may experience is where you can sit about 20 minutes in one space on your knees, and especially for older men, that could be, or people who has knee issues, can have can find it a little bit uncomfortable. So I use 3 venues. It's one in Gauteng, in Magaliesburg, which is about an hour's drive from either Pretoria or Johannesburg, and it's very nice in nature. It's very rustic, and for some people it could be too rustic. But that's the nicer venue for me. Very private, and it's absolutely wonderful into nature, and not far from the city. The second one is in the Western Cape. It's about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes from Cape Town. It's very close to a small little town called Napier, and it's on a farm. Also very nice, beautiful accommodation with twin beds and ensuite bathrooms. So it's a beautiful venue. And then the third one is in KZN in the South Coast at a beautiful yoga venue. And it's also a very nice area close to the ocean, and it's really nice to work with these properties and the owners. It's all the accommodation, and it's all the food for the weekend. Most times it's vegetarian weekends or limited meat, but it is wonderful to see how people can be creative with vegetarian food, and the food is, with all 3 of these places, is excellent. And then accommodation, so obviously is different prices for different venues, because it's about luxury or not luxury, ensuite or not ensuite. Transport, for example, in Cape Town there would be a mini bus or a transfer company that we're going to use. So it is unfortunately pricey, but it's also far. It would be a return there and back. Or we ask just about a week before an event if there's anybody that goes there with an empty car, and then they can do a lift club. Everything is on our website. It's www.workshopsformen.co.za, and if they can't find it, they can always contact me directly on my cell phone number. It's on the website, and I will gladly answer their WhatsApp or their phone call or their email.